Hello, Tony. It's Thursday, and I have a goatee. But more importantly, this weekend is a really, really, really big weekend, and I am really, really flipping nervous about it. As you know, this weekend is the mock trial competition in Boston. It's our regionals. Going to be schools there. Obviously, our school's going to be there, but Harvard's going to be there. Yale's going to be there. All of the really good schools of New England are going to be there. And then there's us, Western New England, which I love the school, but it certainly doesn't have the same pedigree as Harvard, Yale, etc., etc. So I'm nervous. I'm really nervous, which is kind of funny because I'm not even going to be the person who's competing in it. That's all the senior team. But there's still just a certain little bit about. Basically, if any of them die, then it's up to me. So I have to hope that nobody dies because I'm not sure I'm ready for this competition. And I'm sure in part I'm just kind of freaking myself out a little bit. But at the same point, it's like this is my first competition ever as a law student. Now, I did all sorts of sports and stuff in high school and in college, as you can see by my Toledo Firebolt shirt, which I decided to wear today. You know, my old good luck shirt. But it's nerve-wracking. But it's exciting. It's going to be really, really, really fun. It's going to be a great experience, and I know that for a fact. This doesn't change the fact that I'm nervous. Now, what else is going to be a little bit crazy this weekend is PAX East is going to be going on in Boston. So Boston is going to be filled with people. Like I was already talking to one of my friends who's on the junior team as well. Him and I are going to be carpooling out there. We're going to be leaving tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. so we can try and get to Boston by about 8:30ish. Now it's only about an hour and a half drive in good conditions, but it's not going to be good conditions because everybody's going to be going there for work. PAX East people are going to be going there for PAX, which is cool, but it's not going to be easy. And we're supposed to have snow tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting. And it's exciting, but as I mentioned before, at the same point, it's just nerve-wracking. And again, I know I'm just geeking myself out. I shouldn't worry about it because it's going to be fine. But I did a little bit yesterday. I did what's called a cross-examination. What a cross-examination is, Tony, because I know you have no idea what that is. So say you're in let's use an example as a murder trial, and you're the prosecutor, and the defendants decide to, actually put the suspect, the defendant, on the stand. As the defendant's on the stand, sorry, is my hand kind of covered there, but there was a piece of hair that ended up on my phone. Probably a Taylor hair. Who knows? But what ends up happening as soon as the defendant takes the stand, you have the direct examination and the cross examination. The direct examination is when your side interviews your own witness, which is you're trying to basically set up that they're credible, that this couldn't have happened for them. Then when it's on the reverse and you're doing the cross examination, your goal is to do every single thing you can to make their position seem weaker. And that can range from showing that they're not a truthful witness, or an example of an expert testimony, like somebody who's supposed to know this stuff. Example of an expert is one thing you can do is you can try and basically axe their credentials. So then the jury doesn't really believe it as much. But so I did a cross-examination yesterday, and I don't think it turned out that well. As far as when I got some feedback on it, it was, the first issue was it was kind of on the spot. I'd found out the day before I was going to be cross-examining. And to make matters even worse, it was on the person who I was cross-examining was technically my side's witness. Because for the mock trial competition, my mentor, she is on the plaintiff's side, so I'm on the plaintiff's side. But when I was cross-examining, I was actually crossing our own witness, who's the victim in the case. So I had to cross-examine the side that I believed in, and it turned out to be it didn't turn out that well. From what I gathered was my demeanor was good, which is nice. I had a good demeanor, had a good rapport with the witness. I know my style in a cross-examination in a trial is kind of on the point, snappy, kind of a little more in their face to try and basically throw them off tempo is what I try and do. And that's just my style. Everybody has a different style. But I feels like my demeanor was good, but I wasn't necessarily focused enough. I didn't exactly know what to say, which again is because I was crossing my own witness, which is something a little bit different than what I've ever done before. So it was exciting. I also tried to impeach a witness, which basically means like tried to get the jury to understand that this person is a liar. It didn't turn out that well. But again, it was all kind of it was all on the fly. I wasn't prepared, but it's kind of what my plan is the next couple days. Because basically, I leave tomorrow. The competition starts tomorrow. In case one of the senior team members gets sick or can't compete, then if it drops to anybody on the plaintiff side, I have to fill their spot for them, which would be a little tough if I don't know what I'm doing. But from there, it's like what I'm planning on doing tonight after I get home from class is I'm going to actually write out a direct, write out a cross, write out. I have a good opening. I'm going to write out a closing as well. I'm going to try and go from there. But it's I'm really excited, but really nervous, and it's just going to be a whole roller coaster of emotions this weekend. And I'll make sure I'm going to try and get some video there, because this is such a cool thing, and I've never ever been a part of something this neat, this different. So I'm very excited. But Tony, I will see you on Tuesday after all this is over. Later, bro.